Thousands of protesters on Parliament Hill calling for an end to vaccine mandates and public restrictions. Over the weekend, an extreme weather alert, but that didn't stop these Canadians. These protesters were later joined by other drivers and demonstrators from all regions of the country that, in some cases, traveled thousands of kilometers to take their message to the streets outside the Prime Minister's office in the downtown core. The many trucks that have gathered along Wellington Street in front of the Parliament buildings are adorned with banners denouncing public health measures and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Dozens of truckers are blasting their horns to announce their presence. Sources say that Trudeau and his family have been moved to an undisclosed location. But let's look at other MPs. What have they said? So just to give you a little bit of background information on how the system works. So we have 338 MPs that represent us in the House of Commons that we have appointed, that our tax dollars are paying them. So here are some of the responses from our MPs, our members of parliament, and our transport ministers. Let's hear what they had to say. So let's start off with our Conservative leader, Erin O'Toole. So this is some footage from January 24th when he was asked 3 times on whether or not he supports the Convoy 2022. Let's hear what he had to say.
Do you support the convoy, its goals, its objectives, even though the Canadian Trucking Alliance says it could be disruptive? And to follow, again, repeat Louis' question, will you meet with them when they come to Ottawa?
We've been talking to the Canadian Truckers Alliance, Glenn, for several months.
You didn't answer my question about whether
yes, I did, Glenn.
You didn't say
Vaccines
whether
are a critical tool.
You didn't say whether you'd meet with them.
And we need
you didn't say what,
to make sure we keep store shelves
maybe you can answer in response to my next question, sir. You can say whether you meet with them.
That's why last week, Glenn.
But now that there are unvaccinated truckers rolling into Ottawa, you won't say whether you support them, you won't say whether you will meet with them. So what should Canadians think about your position? Do you not support the trucking convoy?
I support getting as many people vaccinated as possible, including truckers.
So what's your message then to truckers who have maybe spent the past month thinking that you kind of have their backs and calling for reasonable accommodations and rapid tests? And again, you still won't answer. Will you meet with them when they come to Ottawa? Do you support their efforts and coming all the way here? What's your message to truckers who might be disappointed that you are dodging questions and when you won't say whether you'll meet with them?
Well, let me be crystal clear. We've been meeting with the Canadian Trucking Association for...
And now let's fast forward a few days to Friday, January 28th. And here's what Erin O'Toole tweeted. Today, I met with truckers heading to Ottawa. Truckers are our neighbors, our family, and most importantly, they are our fellow Canadians. And another tweet, I support their right to be heard, and I call on Justin Trudeau to meet with these hardworking Canadians to hear their concerns. Seems to me that over 4 days, our Conservative leader had quite the change in heart. Next, we have Michael Cooper, Member of Parliament. Let's see what he had to say. In a statement he released on Saturday, January 29th, he wrote, "Today I attended a peaceful protest in support of truckers and other Canadians defending their freedoms and jobs. Michael Cooper joined my colleague MP Damien Kurek to pour coffee and show our appreciation for hardworking, patriotic truckers who have kept our supply chain healthy and grocery shelves stocked for the past 2 years." Here are some pictures of him. And now Melissa Lantsman, Member of Parliament in Thornhill. Let's see what she had to tweet. While our cost of living crisis leaves Canadian families struggling to buy groceries and goods, Twitter is pretending it isn't a problem. It is for many, it will be for more. Join the tens of thousands who are frustrated, reverse the mandate, sign this form. And here's another one that she tweeted a couple of days later. It's possible to respect the right to protest even if you disagree, while condemning the reprehensible symbol used by some who have attached themselves to this convoy. Nazi flags are wrong, always. Thank you to the tens of thousands of peaceful protesters for speaking out. Next up, we have Pierre Poilievre. On January 30th, he posted, "Trudeau wants you to be afraid of your fellow Canadian. Let's replace fear with freedom and optimism." And a couple of days ago, he posted, "The truckers I've met today have been peaceful, kind, and patriotic. I've not seen anyone dressed up in blackface or other racist costumes." And now Randy Hillier, Member of Provincial Parliament. It's time that the fringe minority group working inside our federal parliament sees that their views and decree are the ones that are unacceptable. Join us on Parliament Hill. I'll post up the official statement that he posted. Let's take the good stuff from here. There are Canadians here from every walk of life and every faith, color, and creed, said Hillier. These are families who built a country that could welcome people fleeing for freedom, and people from families who have lived through oppression and came here for a better life and were letting them down. And now Omar Al-Jabra, Canada's Transport Minister. Day after day, truckers deliver for Canadians with professionalism and commitment. Our government will continue to work with Canadian Trucking Alliance and all truckers to encourage vaccinations and strengthen our supply chain, including this Monday at the Supply Chain Summit. And now Scott Moe, Premier of Saskatchewan. Here's his latest tweet. There are strong opinions on both sides of the issue, but neither side is a small fringe minority with unacceptable views. And here is an official statement that he released on Saturday 29th, where it starts with, I want to start with a clear and simple message to every Saskatchewan and Canadian trucker, farmer, and individual that has contributed to keep our communities operating over the last 2 years. Thank you. All right, guys, so 3 things you need to keep in mind before we close off this video. Number 1, the rally, the Convoy 2022, is not about being anti-vaxxers. It's about anti-mandates, government mandates, and the overreach and overstep that the government is putting restrictions on the people. Number 2, you need to keep in mind that this is a peaceful protest. And the 3rd thing you need to take away from this video, that it's not just truck drivers that are part of this convoy. It's people working in retail, people working in construction, people working at grocery stores. It's everyone and anyone that you can think of that are taking part, who believe in the end to the mandates. So guys, don't forget to leave your comments down below. What do you think about these MPs and these transport ministers? Are they just coming on board right now because they see that this convoy is just getting out of control and they're like, okay, we might as well jump ship now before we get placed on the other side? What do you think is happening? I'm Ronen, R-O-N-E-N, and hopefully I'll catch you in my next video.